Hello and welcome to yet another YouTube video here on this channel. It is time for another Anytype tutorial. It's been a long while since I made my first one, which a lot of you guys saw, and things have sort of changed inside of Anytype, and I thought it was time to do a more updated one. So before you start creating your Anytype databases and your whole Anytype workspace, you need to figure out what framework you are going to use. In my case, I tend to use Para for everything organizational digitally. So projects, areas, resources, and archives. So we will start with making those. And there are two ways you can do this. You can create a page, which is the one I will do. So I will create another page like this, blank canvas with title, and we will call this area. And we will do this for all of our different ones. So we will have resources, but this will actually, I can actually take this one later. Let's do projects first. So page projects, and we will need one for our archive. First we need to write page, then archive like this. And you can go on and customize them later. I will do that later. But for our resources, we will do a database, which is either a collection or a set. And for our resources, we will do a collection. So Anytype is object-based. That means that everything inside of Anytype is an object, and a collection allows you to have different objects inside of one database. So we will just go on and make this, and we will call this resources. You could do this for projects as well, but I honestly don't like having my projects viewed in a database. At least not right now. I might go back to having it as a database later, but I may do a gallery view just for this video. And now we have set up all of our pages. Let's just go on and add some color to these. You can easily do that by pressing the three dots over here. And you can change the background color. Let's say I wanted this to be green, and I will change the text style to be a callout, and you get this. And you can go on and do this for all of your different ones. So I will do a callout on all of these, and I will then head in and I will change the emoji which is appearing right here. As you can see, that is also quite easy to do, so I will show you that as well. But let's just change the color of these first. And I can jump in here and I can give this an icon like this, and that will change the icon of this. What should our projects be like that? And we can keep doing that. I won't do all of them, and I will change my archives or drag my archives to be at the bottom. If you wanted to, you could also place it right here just by pressing this little thing here and just dragging it all the way like this. And now we have our four main pages inside of here. Now we need to create ourselves a couple of types and relations. The first thing I am going to do is to go into here and just give this a description. We will call this our knowledge base. This is actually what it is. It is a knowledge base. And what you have inside of your knowledge base differs from person to person. I have a couple of things I like to watch and read, so I will add those types of objects. And it is really easy to add an object. You just go into your library here, into types, and you start writing for whatever you want. I want a podcast because I listen a lot to podcasts. I actually have one right here. I will just go on and delete this to create a new one, podcast. And like this, it is created. Now I have a podcast type. We will give this a microphone as the emoji right here, and I could go on and create a template, and I will do that as well. But before I create my template, I want a couple of things to be added in my relations. There are two ways to add a relation inside of Anytype. I could just press here and I could start writing and add the relation from here. Or I could jump into my relations here and I could start writing it here and adding the relations by going to the relations page. Now let's jump back into the podcast objects. So I want a podcaster, and I will create relation podcaster, and the relation type will be an object type. So I will limit this to the human type object because our podcasters will be humans, and I will create that. And you can go on and add different relations if you wanted to. So I could add related area or project if I wanted to. Related area or project. That's not right. Anyways, related area or project. And this will also be an object type or an object relations. So it is related to another object. Now let's jump in here and actually fix our template. So we will create a new one. I will give this an icon as well. Let's just go for this. And we will just write title here. And then you can actually add your different relations to appear on the page. And you do that by pressing backslash and then writing the relation. So just like this, backslash and writing the relation. So the other one is related area or project. And here we have it. It is, this bothered me a lot. So it will look like this, and we have our related area or project. Let me just fix this one more time. Project like this, and we will save it. You always have to remember to press save whenever you have done something. And here we have our template, and this will be the template we will use. So I will set this as default. Now let's go back into my resources and let's create an object. And here you can change the object type, and that's exactly what I am going to do. I will change this to podcast, and you can see that this appears. So let's say I did listen to Jay Sherry podcast about something. And then I could add my the podcaster, which is Jay Sherry. And I will create a new object, and this will be the person, the human object. So this will be a human. This is what's cool about Anytype. Once you have figured it out and you have set up everything, it will be really easy to add new stuff into here. This isn't related to a project or an area right now, so I won't add that, but I want a couple of things, relations showing in my database. So I like to have the object type because then I can see whether it's a podcast, a movie, article, a book, or whatever it is. Then I like to have the podcaster as well, like this, so I can see who has appeared on this podcast. So that's the three ones I like to have inside of here. And once I am actually working, I like to have related area or projects in here as well, because everything should be related to one of the things I'm working on. So I like to be able to see that from here and jump into it from this database. So that's how I would set up my resources database. Then I would do the same for articles. That already exists, as you can see, inside of Anytype. So I can jump into here and I can go in and I can add author, for example, which is already an existing relation inside of Anytype. And I can create myself a template, title, and I can add the author here. And I could even add related projects or areas here. And I could go in and I could set this as default. So that's basically how you do templates inside of here. Then we have our areas, and I have a couple of those. So the first one is my personal social media, but I actually want that to be a collection as well. So in order to do that, I need to create myself a few new object types. So where do I post? I post YouTube videos, and I post Instagram things, and I post, what else do I post? TikToks. So that's the ones I will stick with for this video. And we will jump into our areas, and I will create a collection for social media ideas. And here I will add a couple of different views, but we will get back to that later. So let's just add in a few different posts just for this video. This will be a YouTube video, so I will change the type to be YouTube videos. And this will be Anytype tutorial. Anytype tutorial. And I will add a couple more. Let's do an Instagram post. And we will do how to style a suit. How to style a suit. And the last one will be a TikTok. Let's do a vlog. TikTok. And we will do a vlog. And then I can start adding in different relations here. So we can do the object type, because I want to see where this goes, which social media it goes into. So I can use the object type, or I could create myself a new relation, but that takes too much time. So let's do an object type. Then I want a tag for where this is going. So let's call this tag for social media. I actually have one called profile in social media, or this actually exists in the Anytype library, but I want to create a new one, and this will be a tag like this. And we will add a couple of things. So I want one for my clothing brand. I want one for my personal social media. Like this. Then we have two tags, and I will show you why later. This is personal, this is clothing brand, and this is personal as well. And you can easily go in and change the color of this by going in here and changing the colors by pressing these three dots. I don't like gray, so this will be blue instead. Let's add that back in. So that's the type I need. And now I will show you why I need this tag property, because we are going to create ourselves a couple of views. So here you can choose what kind of view you want. I will go for the grid view because that's my personal favorite, but you could have it as a gallery view or even a kanban view if you wanted to, but let's make this a grid view, and we will call this personal social media. So personal social media. And here I can add a couple of filters. So there are two ways of doing this. One is to go in here and choosing a filter, or you can just press here, these three lines right here, and you will get a filter. And we will use the tag which I just created. It is tag for social media, and I can say has any of, and I can add personal social media. Then I will only get the things that are personal for my personal social media, and I can do this for my clothing brand as well. But as you can see right now, if one of these are done, I can't actually do anything about it. They will still appear here, but I want to create myself an object and a filter to remove all of the things that I have actually posted. So done. And that is a relation right here. I will drag this to be at the start. That's how I like it. And then I can make this a lot smaller like this. That's probably right. And if I jump back into here, I can add one more filter. The only thing is that you have to go into the different views and actually press the plus and get them to show. They exist, they work, but they just do not show until you have checked the box for them to show, which is pressing the plus and pressing on one of these. So what I want to do right now is to add another filter, and this will be done is not checked. And then these will appear back again. And once I'm done, I can check this off and it will disappear. So I want a calendar view as well, because this is social media. This works great for projects as well. And calendar view is actually sort of new inside of Anytype. So I will add the creation date here, and then I will add a due date. A due date right here, and this is due, let's say, next week, and this is due the week after. Now I can create myself a calendar view, and that is quite easy to do. So once you open this view settings up, you get the layout right here. And here you just go in and you choose the calendar layout. And you can group them by all of the date properties you have inside of your database. So all of the data relations, you can group them by. I want to group them by due date. And here we have a beautiful calendar view of my social media posts. You could do this for your tasks as well, and that is what we are going to do right now, because all of us want our tasks to show up. And inside of Anytype, we already have a task with templates here. I'm not sure if I made these templates or if they already exist. But the task object type already exists. But let's jump into the template right here. This already existed. I can see that right now. And you have a couple of relations right here. You could add more if you wanted to. But we want this to be in a database, so we will create ourselves a set. Like I said, there are two types of databases inside of Anytype. We have a set or we have a collection. I like to use collections for whenever I use multiple object types. So whether that's social media or it is my resources, they have multiple different object types. But I want a set whenever I'm only going to use one object type, and that will be my tasks. So we will call this tasks database, and this will be based off the object type task, like this. And we can go in and we can add a couple of tasks. Take out the trash, and we can say film Anytype video, film Anytype video. Let's just add these two for to start with. Then we can add the relations we want to show. Object type isn't necessarily to show inside of a set because all of these have the same object type. But I want to show the done like this. We will move this here. We will make this small. And I will add a couple more. I want to add related area or project like this. And I want to add a due date as well. Due date and probably a creation date because I want to know when I actually wrote this down and how I'm doing with actually getting it done. So this is my task database. Let's just give this an icon as well. And I will give this a due date. So I want to film Anytype video by the 31st. And I want to take out the trash today. And I will relate this to things. So I just made the Anytype tutorial YouTube videos inside of my social media. I want to add this here because I want to see what my task is related to, and I will not add it to taking out the trash, but I will add it to my film Anytype video. So now it is related to this. And if we now jump into here, you can see how my different things are related together. The film Anytype video is related to my Anytype tutorial. So that's how relations actually work inside of here. And here again, Jay Shetty is related to the Jay Shetty podcast about something with the relation podcaster. This is basically how the beautiful graph view works inside of Anytype. This isn't actually related to a project or an area, and this will be my old view. I want a kanban view for this actually, so we will make a kanban view. But in order to have a kanban view, we need it to be grouped by something. So here we can add a status relation. So this is a status relation, and that one also appears by default inside of Anytype. Let's jump into the Kanban, and this is categorized right now by the wrong. It is categorized by the wrong status. If you jump into your settings here and you press the layout, you can group them by tag, or you can group them by status. So I will group them by status. Let's jump back and in again. And if we now go back into our groups, we can change this up. So this should be like this. So you can change it up right here. Or you could just drag them like this if you wanted to. And here you can just drag things along, and as you can see, it will change. And I don't want the things that are done to be shown inside of my Kanban view, so I will just add a filter. This isn't a filter, this is a filter. I will add a filter called done, and I will do is not checked. So once I check this off, it will disappear. So I can drag this in here and I can check it off, and they will be changed inside of here as well. So that's basically how you set up your Anytype tasks. And that is probably the most important thing inside of Anytype is the tasks database, because we want to easily be able to find our different tasks. You can move things into archive whenever you are finished with them, or you could just add an archived view inside of here. And you can add a relation called archived, like this, and it will be a checkbox. And you can add a filter where archived is checked. And then you will get an archived view for all of your databases. This is the way I like to do it. And that is all I have for today's video. I just wanted to do new tutorial where I show the difference between the databases inside of Anytype. If you have any questions or anything else you want me to cover, comment it down below. There will be more tutorials, but I didn't want the video to be too long. It is long enough right now. Thank you so much for watching today's video. As always, if you have any questions, leave them down below and I will try to get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching.